Women don't want to practice being modest anymore, and why it's a problem. People will shame women who are just trying to do the right thing, who's loyal to her husband, who loves being a housewife, just enjoy taking care of the kids, tapping into her femininity, just being feminine. And all these single, independent, whorish, whoremonger, Jezebel spirited women would bash them, saying that, oh, it's for her religion, it's the religion excuse. Like, all people of all religions practices being a housewife. They would they will use a lot of shame tactics for women who are modest and just wants to do right, save her virginity. They'll call her a virgin, make fun of her for keeping her virginity sacred, keeping her body sacred. They would body shame, saying maybe that's why she can't have any options. She can't get a man. That's why she's just choosing to remain celibate and remain a virgin, because she can't get men. She doesn't have options. Or another thing that they'll say is, oh, she's a lame. She's a nerd. Men don't want her. She's just jealous. Women will use all these insecure, jealous, shaming tactics for women who just want to be modest. And these same women that are bashing women for being modest, they themselves don't want to be modest because they feel like it's just tying them down. They feel like they're in jail. You know why they're going to feel like they're in jail? Because they're enjoying their promiscuous freedom to be a hoe. A lot of them will be on OnlyFans, doing promoting sexual content, selling their bodies like a prostitute. You're basically a digital version of a prostitute. And not even that, you are a prostitute. Women who are attention-seeking whores, they always want something back in return when seeking attention. They want attention from the men to fill their egos. That's the currency. That's their exchange. So it's another form of prostitution. People could think I'm crazy and all that, but if a woman is dressed a certain way, dressed like a hoe in a thought, and she's trying to shame men and get her rocks off from another male's attention just for dressing like a whore, and try to even shame him too on top of that, if she's not attracted to him, you're a prostitute. A woman that is heavily seeking attention from other men, especially from bending down, dressing provocative, wearing tights, skin tight clothes, there is a high chance and high possibility that they're having sex with a lot of guys, or even unmarried, or even unfaithful, to be exact. Because I can't judge. It's either one or the other. They have some sexual partners. They're single promiscuous. They're a hoe. Or if they're in a relationship or a marriage, they're more than likely to be unfaithful, or probably just cheating automatically in her spouse's marriage, or while in her marriage. Stuff like this is real. I just find it funny for women who bashes other women for just being feminine and wanting to settle, relax, and leave a lot of things to her man. Men just being the hunters, the gatherers, taking care of the bills, making sure his wife is secure. Then she's happy to do her part, to cook, clean, help around the house. And when the dad comes home, he does the exact same thing. He doesn't sit around and say, grab me a beer, make me a sandwich. No. A good, loyal husband is going to spend time with his kids. He's going to also play his part. He's going to help out with the cleaning too. It's called working as a team. Marriage is not 80-20, where the woman is doing everything and the guy just barely does the bare minimum. I'm married and I know this for myself. A lot of guys like to think that, sex and silence. Really? That's how marriage is all about? You want a woman to just shut up and sit there and just take it, and you expect her to be faithful to you? It's all on communication, stability, growing. Society today has a lack of understanding in relationships, and it's crazy to me how there are people who actually think it's okay for a woman to not be modest. You know why? Because you're enjoying your flesh. A lot of men who are okay with women not being modest, they just want to have their fun. It's also men's fault who's playing a part of this, and there's also women's fault who's also playing a part of this. Women started it, men are enabling it. You're continuing a devilish cycle. It's a shame. Women bash other women for being a virgin, for just covering themselves up. And most of the time, who are these type of women who are bashing other women like this? Single moms, a hoe, a thot. But it's funny, as they get older, all of a sudden they want to be like, oh, I don't do that no more. Or I'm not like other women. Oh, I've changed. Or I'm a reborn again. All this stupidness, this bullcrap. They're just masking themselves up because of how ashamed they are of their past. And I understand that. There's people who are genuinely sorry and ashamed of their past. But you also got to be careful and think about what you say and how you judge other people. Because I could come back to haunt you. You may have all these guys having sex with you, committing fornication. Everything's all good. But in the eyes of God, it's not. Because sooner or later, as you get older and you're by yourself, then what? It's not going to be no fun. Some people actually wish that they actually kept their virginity sacred for the right person, because the virginity between a man and a woman being sacred in the eyes of God under marriage is a beautiful thing. I wish I was in that same category. I was still a virgin the time when I met my wife. Me and my wife both had our ups and downs. But at the exact same time, she still kept her role strong. Yes, people make mistakes, but how many times are you going to keep using that as an excuse to sleep around, haul around, or carry yourself the wrong way? For what? There's women who encourage other women to be hoes and thots, and there's men encouraging other men to sleep with hoes and thots. But at the exact same time, when a man sees a woman who is very modest, who covers her hair, covers her body, herself, everything, what most of the time, how do those men treat those type of women? With respect. Especially if she's a looker, they're going to treat her with respect. Respect goes a long way for anyone in any type of relationship, because that's where order is there to kick in. And it's 100% true. Most of the time, women who are shaming other women for being modest or just being feminine, they're by themselves, they're single moms, they're hoes, they're not, and most of the time, they're nothing but around failures of women. Women who are bums, thots, skanks. As you get older, you could contaminate. You could contact an STD. You could contact drama, soul ties, problems, drug addiction, drug abuse, drug use. The list goes on. I respect my wife for being modest, because this is one of the things that she mainly believes in. Dressing right. Being right. Why would I, as a husband, want to advertise my wife's body for once we're married and we become one? Why would I want to advertise her to the rest of the world like she's a hoe when I know she's not that? When I know she's not one? We are a reflection of our own relationship. And everyone else should take that to account and as an example. But how the way this world is, it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. Back then, women were more modest. In the times that we are now, because of social media, because of Kim Kardashian, all these female thought horse celebrities, right? Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. This is what a lot of women are looking up to. And these same women, who they're submitted to? The devil. The world is not going in the right direction when it comes down to marriages and relationships. And the more The narrative lies to the people of the world, tell them that you go girl, you don't need no man, you could be submissive, sleep with whoever you want, screw whoever you want. Keep believing that false narrative and destroy yourself, destroy your very soul. Most of the time, people who lives like that, they suffer a lot in the end. And for those who actually want to change, I applaud to you. I'm praying for you. There's nothing wrong with a modest woman. I highly respect that. And I would want my daughter, even my son, as a man, to be the exact same way. It goes both ways. But women is the main problem that are living like this in 2022. This is Woken Rep here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.